The history between Vader and Mustafar, especially the Mustafarians, is complicated to say the least. It is one of the most antagonizing places that spanned decades of battles and oppression most of the galaxy had never seen. In a way, the Mustafarians themselves felt trapped and imprisoned in their own planet just because Vader chose this planet. Now, there's great reason for that. We know what happened to Vader on Mustafar, and the main reason was, of course, pain. Vader wanted to be in constant pain as trained by Sidious in order to fulfill his destiny of becoming one of the greatest Sith of all time. We see that in the last issue of Darth Vader, where Palpatine brings him back to Mustafar, stripped of all of his powers and his limbs, just in order to bring back that old Vader, that young Vader that was sprawling and ambitious to kill and destroy. He was a tool to Sidious and nothing more. Proving that is him crawling back from basically the dead in order to be that Darth Vader once more. But the story of the Mustafarians is not just brushed over. You can clearly see the suffering of that people at the hands of Darth Vader, no less. To start with, their history of suffering goes back during the Clone Wars, where the Separatists created their own bases within that planet without the permission of the Mustafarians. In fact, in the beginning, Vader came to kill the Separatist Council with the orders of Palpatine, and then after suffering his injuries, he chose it as his home world. During Imperial times, Palpatine gave it to him without a moment's thought, but the residents down there were about to embark on a painful journey together with the Dark Lord of the Sith. If Vader would suffer, then everybody would suffer together. There's a new comic that is about to release on November 4th, so that's about 14 days away, 13 days depending on where you are, and it is called Star Wars Adventures: Shadow of Vader's Castle. As per a lot of Star Wars adventures, especially Vader's Castle stories, it comes from the writer Cavan Scott, who did a phenomenal job with a lot of stories that were enticing. But today we're going to talk about the cover and more specifically the synopsis for this specific issue. There's a lot of suffering within the Mustafarians, and they had accepted that they would never drive off Darth Vader off the planet no matter how hard they try. In the beginning, they did. They tried their best. They attacked Darth Vader's castle not once but twice, as we saw in the Darth Vader 2018 comic series. But that, of course, was to no avail. Then, of course, would come the saga of the Bright Star. It was a crescent-shaped crystal, a sacred artifact, if you will, that belonged to Lady Corvax. She wanted to harness the energy of the Bright Star in order to power her Aeon engine and restore her dead husband to life. But unfortunately, the Bright Star released such powerful energies that it turned the green and bountiful Mustafar into a hellscape. While Lady Corvax acknowledged her failure and kept the artifact hidden, Darth Vader would embark on a great mission in order to recover it, thinking the same thing as Lady Corvax did a long time ago. He wanted to bring back Padme to life. If Mustafar wouldn't give him the energy needed, then he would destroy galaxies just in order to get the power necessary in order to bring back somebody from the dead. This can all be seen in Vader Immortal, the VR game that came out a year ago, where you partner up with the head priestesses of Mustafar and other Mustafarians as well. They are killed and destroyed just to get you to where you need to be. So this tells us that there was a constant barrage of killings by Vader directly or indirectly, and the Mustafarians suffered a very terrible fate under his rule. Well, this new comic coming out, Star Wars Adventures: Shadow of Vader's Castle, tells a slightly different story. It takes place after Return of the Jedi, where now the Empire has fallen. As the synopsis reads, the Empire has fallen and the Mustafarians celebrate, knowing full well that they will probably never see Vader again. It continues though, but they know they will never be safe as long as they live in the shadow of Vader's castle. Two young boys decide they're going to destroy the castle themselves, but a wizened old Mustafarian tries to put them off by telling them tales to teach them lessons they might otherwise have to learn the hard way. Specifically, there are two covers here. One cover is Darth Vader reigning supreme supreme as he is holding the castle on his palm, basically symbolizing that Mustafar would always be in his hand even after death. The second cover, called cover B, you can see Vader's castle in the background, and in the foreground, two hands emerge from the lava, and the hands seem to be Darth Vader's, symbolizing that he will be back from the dead. Now, not necessarily physically, Vader won't be back from the dead or emerge from the lava like a lava zombie, but basically from the old Mustafarian that will tell tales of Darth Vader, the Dark Warrior that ruled Mustafar once upon a time, and trying to scare these two young Mustafarians that have clearly decided for themselves to destroy the castle once and for all and wipe out any remnants of Darth Vader. The comic sounds and looks great. I can't wait to see it fully on November 4th, but what I can say right now is that the old Mustafarian is trying to teach the two young boys to not embark on this adventure, simply because they are young and naive and they don't know the power of the dark side. You see, the Mustafarians ultimately came to believe that Vader's castle is surrounded by mysticism, and to a point he was not wrong. Vader's castle was embroiled with the dark side. All kinds of experiments went on inside. Vader tried to bring back Padme more than once inside that castle. So the dark energy inside is what the two young boys do not believe exist, but the old Mustafarian is trying to teach them and get them away from there. In a way, I believe myself, if I would write the story, is that the old Mustafarian is right in wanting to preserve Vader's castle, not because of peaceful ways or anything like that, but as a reminder. These towers and these giant monoliths always exists in a way to showcase where it all went wrong, to showcase the new generation how they should protect their planet better and possibly not lose the battle the same way the old generation did to Darth Vader. Perhaps someday a new Darth Vader will emerge and they need to be ready. Let Vader's castle be a reminder of that. All in all, it looks and sounds great, so I can't wait to read it fully to you guys. Let me know your thoughts about the synopsis and everything surrounding it down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe for dailies. Now you can have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you. Until then.